We all know about our beloved President of Hockey Operations and alternate governor of the Vancouver Canucks, Trevor Linden. We know about the wonders he performed for our Canucks over the years, from leading our team to the finals in 1994 to scoring the game-winning goal against the Dallas Stars in Game 7 of the 2007 playoffs. Trevor Linden, our beloved Clearly Contact spokesperson, is a pretty significant figure in terms of Vancouver sporting history here in the Lower Mainland. But there's one thing that he should not, absolutely should not, be sent to do, even as the Vancouver Canucks president, and that is to be sent to the NHL Draft Lottery once again. You may be wondering, why the heck should we not send our revered Captain Canuck over to the Draft Lottery? He represents the team. Yeah, okay, sure. But here is why the Canucks would be doomed if we sent number 16 over to the lottery once more. So we all know the Draft Lottery is decided by ping pong balls. We all know how the system worked. There are 3 lotteries done for each of the top 3 picks, with all of the non-playoff NHL teams having a chance at either pick. Okay. These ping pong balls guarantee the fate of all the NHL teams present at the Draft Lottery, but what's so special with these ping pong balls? Well, in order to find that out, we need to take a look at the sport of ping pong. If we go onto the National Canadian Rankings for ping pong, we can see that the best Canadian ping ponger in the world, Eugene Zhang Wang, is from Ontario. Okay then, let's analyze the Vancouver Canucks 1991-1992 season. We'll be discussing this season later on as well. If we look at the 3 times the Vancouver Canucks played the Toronto Maple Leafs in this season, Trevor Linden scored a goal in each of them. The catch? He had 10 total shots in these games. Trevor Linden against the mythical Toronto Maple Leafs, with which housed the best Canadian ping pong player, with which involves the balls that determine the illustrious fate of the Draft Lottery, only had a shooting percentage of 30% back in these games. You know what was the percentage that Vancouver would pick 5th overall in last year's draft? That's right, 30% as well. Okay, so the ping pong balls itself, they're a red flag because of their original and athletic implications and coincidence to the 1991-92 Canucks versus Maple Leafs games. So what? What else is there? Well, I'll tell you what else is there. Last season, when the New Jersey Devils won the first overall pick lottery, they had an 8.5% chance of doing so. Let's take a look at what it takes for a team to win something like this. The Devils had an 8.5% chance of winning first, an 8.7% chance of winning second, and an 8.8% chance of winning third. This shows the significance between the number 8 and the New Jersey Devils. Who wears the number 8 for the Devils? Well, I'll tell you who wears number 8 for the New Jersey Devils. Most recently it was Will Butcher, but he's not the one we want to talk about here. The player we need to talk about here who wore number 8 for the New Jersey Devils is the professor himself, Igor Larionov. When Igor Larionov first stepped into the NHL playing for the Canucks, he notched a whopping 143 points in 210 games. I want to take a look at one specific game, however, on March 24th, 1992, in Igor Larionov's last season with Vancouver, the same season, 91-92. This game we're talking about is against the Minnesota North Stars. This was Larionov's last multi-point game for the Canucks, as he notched a goal and 2 assists. This was also the second last game which featured a point from Larionov as well as a point from, you guessed it, Vancouver Canucks captain Trevor Linden. You know what happened to Larionov after this season? He left. This is another bad omen for the Canucks. If you want to go even further with this scenario, take a guess at what Larionov's shooting percentage was in this game. He got a goal. His shooting percentage was 100%. You know what else is at 100%? Not the Vancouver Canucks Draft Lottery odds if Trevor Linden goes to the Draft Lottery. I have one more point. Let's bring up one more point here. So we all know the NHL lockout suspended play for the entirety of the 2004-2005 season And the 2005-2006 season was the next season of operation for NHL hockey. Guess who made the finals that year? The Hurricanes and the Oilers. Who is that one team that none of us want to win the draft lottery again this year? That's right, it is the Edmonton Oilers. Even funnier, you know how many points our subjected man Trevor Linden got in this season? That's right, he got himself 16. The main number in this scenario, 16. Trevor Linden's number, Trevor Linden's point total. You know what 16 is? It's a perfect square. So if you take the square root of 16, what do you get? Okay, you get 4. You know who wore number 4 for the Vancouver Canucks? That's right, current Vancouver Canucks general manager, Jim Benning. This means that Jim Benning squared equals Trevor Linden. Linden is literally Jim Benning multiplied by Jim Benning. And this simple math is going to give us the tool to determine why this is a bad thing for the draft lottery. Why? We gotta go back to the very beginning with Jim Benning. Jim Benning was drafted 6th overall. And since Jim Benning is the literal square root of Trevor Linden, if we send Trevor Linden to the draft lottery, we will probably drop to 36th overall. Why? Because Jim Benning is the square root of Linden, and Benning was 6th overall. Jim Benning squared is Trevor Linden, so we end up with 6 times 6, which is 36. The Vancouver Canucks will drop to the 2nd round if Linden goes to the draft lottery, so please, just send Finn instead. Finn probably deserves to go. Please, just send Finn. Everybody wants Finn to go. Canucks Army's on board. The subreddit's on board. We haven't had any luck with Trevor Linden. Just send Finn. Hope you guys enjoyed this weird video tour of Gaming, and bye.